so this worksheet had a typo, which I fixed on your version, but I didn't on mine yet. So this is supposed to be 0 plus. All right, so with that in mind, we can see that the initial form of this is 0 times the natural log of x as x approaches 0 from the right is negative infinity. So this is a 0 times infinity form. So again, as with the others, we have to write this as a fraction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the natural log in the numerator. Usually it's the best bet to keep natural log in the numerator and to move the other part to the denominator, because taking the derivative of 1 over natural log of x is usually not very pleasant in terms of the whole fraction and everything. So this will be x to the negative 2, right? So if it's down here, it's x to the negative 2. Up there, it's x squared. And so now, in this form, which is equivalent to writing this, right? We can see we have infinity, negative infinity in the numerator, and then we have infinity in the denominator, so infinity over infinity. So I can do L'Hopital's rule. And so on the top, the derivative of that is 1 over x. On the bottom, we have this, which you can also go back and look at it this way if you'd rather. So negative 2, and then it's going to be x to the negative 3, right? So I'm going to write it as negative 2 over x cubed like this. I'm doing that because I've done 100 of these problems, and I know that when it's written like this, it's kind of easier to see what you're canceling, maybe, than if you wrote it the other way. So that's not something you're going to necessarily see right away, but after you've done a lot of practice, that's kind of going to be natural to you. So then the next step after L'Hopital's rule is, if you look at it right here, you still have infinity over infinity. So if you didn't do any simplifying, you might think you just need to take L'Hopital's rule again, and maybe again and again and again. But let's at least simplify it first. So here we have 1 over x, and then we're dividing by, so that's the same as multiplying by the reciprocal, x cubed for negative 2, something like that. Or we can pull the negative all the way out front. And at this point, these x's will cancel. So what we're left with is the limit as x goes to 0 from the right of x squared over 2 negative. And that's just 0. That's it. So really it's just this step here of simplifying and remembering to do that.